Veve social media feed right now is horrific to say the least. But that doesn't mean that it couldn't potentially become one of the biggest social media platforms in the NFT space. So in this video, we're going to discuss how Veve could improve it and why this could actually make it something bigger than Veve already is. Let's get started. Welcome in everyone, my name is Andy and I appreciate you taking some time out your day to come and watch this video on the channel. Just before we get started, if you do enjoy the videos, you can hit that subscribe button, and if you do want to support me even further, you can join the memberships down below. If you've seen the social media feed for Veve, you'll know it's not really that great. On here, you'll see that you can post some things, you can post some pictures here and there, but other than that, you know, you can't sort anything, you can't search for anything. You can see at the top that maybe you can search for some words that are happening at the moment and what people are actually posting. But other than that, you've not really got much to do. The fact that the social feed doesn't work incredibly well can put quite a few people off from using it, and has put quite a few people off from using it in the past. It's also challenging because right now they've said that the social aspects of Veve have been put on the back burner. There's too many things that they're needing to focus on. After aiming for 65,000 users and now having 1.4 million active users, it's probably shifting the narrative of what they need to focus on right now, especially with the low amount of employees that they have, just in relation to maybe a massive corporation that's been around for decades. Now, I understand one of the complaints that people have is, why don't you just hire new people? You've got to remember that this space is so new and innovative that just hiring any random person that doesn't have the same visions that they have isn't going to make Veve more successful. Probably going to lower their productivity and not get out what they're trying to get out. So hiring the right people for these right situations, especially as we move into this new digital era, is a lot harder than people may think. As it's been put on the back burner, there's not been many updates to it. I actually can't remember when the last update was. Maybe the time when they were getting a lot of the follow for follow messages that were happening consistently. They put a limit on the amount of messages you could do per day, and then they also used some things to stop people from spamming the exact same message over and over again. But other than that, I don't remember the last time we've had an update on the social feed. But we're going to talk about today some of the things they could do and why this could actually change the whole game in terms of what Veve is as an app and a platform. The first thing that we're going to discuss is a social feed for people that you follow. Now, on the app right now, you can follow some people if you manage to find them on the marketplace. You can't still search for them to actually get them up. But even if you do follow them, the only way that you actually see if they've posted anything is if you go under your notification bar and see that they've posted something to the feed. Other than that, you have no other way of finding the people that you've followed and what they're actually posting. If we sort of take inspiration from Twitter, where you can find the people that you follow, you see that on your feed, you can like, share, and post, and comment, and all that sort of stuff on there, that's not only going to allow people to connect with each other more, especially those that they're friends with, but start developing an actual following for the things that they enjoy. So for me, example, I would probably post quite a lot in terms of the marketplace, what I'm looking at right now, and more. So people could follow me for that instance to see what I'm talking about, maybe what I'm looking at that time. And then they know when I'm posting on the feed, they can follow that, understand that, and maybe get a bit more discipline when it comes to their plan. For some other people, they'll be like the vaultaholics, where they'll post pictures of their vault, and people who really love the aesthetic design that they're doing can do that. So having each feed individually work for you could honestly be one of the best ways to make Veve the NFT social media platform for them themselves. Now, if they wanted to incorporate other things where you could put up pictures outside of Veve, I know that will probably take a lot longer to integrate something like that, but that could genuinely become the social media platform for NFTs. The second sort of tweak that I would like to see is the ease of use of replying to people. I find it very, very slow and very challenging to actually reply to people who are commenting on your posts, or even commenting on someone else's post is a little bit easier, but especially replying to the post that you've put up, you're having to search for the name, and usually it doesn't show up right away, so it has to load in, and there's a lot of barriers when it comes to that. And especially since we've got to this stage and era where replying to people on Twitter is just instant, replying to people on YouTube is instant, it's not hard to do. Having that on Veve being really slow is just going to turn off a lot of people, and they're not actually going to want to do it. So speeding that process up a little bit and making it easy to reply, maybe swiping one way, it instantly goes for the reply, like something you can do on WhatsApp, that could really implement an easy strategy of actually connecting with those who follow and enjoy the content that you post. The third one is viewing someone's vault from their profile. Right now on your profile, you can put a little bit of a bio, you can follow them, and then you can see some of the collectibles that they have within that space. Now, of course, that's great that people can see what you have and what you actually own, but at the end of the day, I would love to be able to click on someone's vault and go into their vault from their profile and see what they're actually doing and see what they have. I think this could be an awesome addition that they could actually implement into this, allow you to connect more with their vault and what they do. Now, in the future, you could even do things with premium vaults are there where you have to pay maybe 1 gem to get in, or 0.5 of a gem, or even MCP points to get into their vault and see it and view it. That means people who work hard on their vault can actually show that off and develop a sort of steady income of either MCP points or even gems if they're really someone who's into this creation of making it aesthetically pleasing. Again, you're just connecting more with your followers and connecting more with the people who enjoy the content that you do. People are maybe interested in what you own, so having an ease of access to their vault and seeing what they're putting in it, especially once we get onto the web platform, I think will be an amazing addition to the social aspect. The next one that I think would change the game for a lot of it is direct messaging. If you're able to message people, try to work out deals with each other, talk about the market, or just in general connecting with your followers on Veve, this will be such a step up to what is happening. You know, maybe there's something that's on the market right now and it's a bit over the price that you can actually put. You see the person's put it up for that price and you message them and you ask them, hey, is there any way we could work out a trade? Or you're just discussing the market with the people who are following you and the people who are actually enjoying your content. Direct messaging is one of the best ways to connect with your followers on a one-to-one basis. And although not everyone can do that, I think this can be used in many aspects when it comes to trading, when it comes to selling things, when it comes to looking for specific mints and working out deals in that sort of instance. Because I'm still looking for Todd McFarlane 1708, but I still am yet to find the person who owns it. So having the ability to find people through direct messaging and actually talking to them about anything on the Veve platform is something that I would really, really love to see, as it just adds that personal touch to what Veve is as a whole and continues to push them forward for what you can do. The final thing I'm going to discuss today with you is actually Veve updates on the app. There are 1.4 million active users on the app right now. We've had a record of about 3,500 who came into the AMA and that was listening. We have YouTubers who've been growing significantly over the last coming months, but everything on the app doesn't really tell us anything that's going on. If you're someone who just uses the app, all you have is the market, the feed, your collection, the store, and some of the updates that are happening. I have no way of knowing when an AMA is going on. I have no way of knowing what an update done for Veve. I have no way of knowing when the drops are coming out, apart from if I see the dropping soon. It's usually on Twitter and Discord before it. I would absolutely love to see Veve implement updates on the app and access to places where they're hosting events to let more people enjoy what is happening. You can even do things like spotlight features, where if a YouTuber had done an interview with Reese or Dan or David or Noah or anyone in the community, they could be featured as a spotlight on the Veve app themselves. Think of the organic exposure that Veve could get if they're able to do this. I reckon if they were to post that an AMA was happening on Twitter at this time, instead of having 3,500 people, I think we could easily break records of 5 to 10k people on those AMAs if it's advertised on the platform. Understanding what fixes are being made to the app on a consistent basis, all the news that's coming out on Veve. If we have a news tab on the social feed in the social part of this, there's going to be a lot more users who are invested into Veve, wanting to understand more about what's going on, learning about the team, seeing the content creators, following people on Twitter and more. There's a lot of things that Veve can do here to actually make it something that people want to spend more time on. Reese even said that their retention rate for the app, it was about 60% if I'm not mistaken. Now of course there's a lot of other variables when it comes to that, about how long they're spending on the app and more, but think of the retention rate that you would get if you improve the social feed and the social aspects of what Veve is as a whole. I've yet to see a social platform that is for NFTs. Of course Twitter is the main place that people use, but I can't actually think of a place where social media has been implemented into the NFT app themselves and are actually using that to actually establish a following of the social feed itself. There's so much room to grow with Veve for this, and I understand that it's maybe not their priority right now. Connection that people can develop by having something like this allows that retention to increase tenfold. I would be spending way more time in the app if I could reply to people easier, if I could see people's vaults from their profile, find my friends a lot easier on the platform, follow them, have their feed up that it's easy to read so that I can see only the people I follow, and I've also got the tab where I don't follow these people, so I'm just seeing the random feed and everyone's postings. There's just little things that could be tweaked that would make Veve itself as an app just 10 times better than it is right now and keep people wanting to come back, wanting to have conversations, wanting to message their friends, meeting new people on the app who they really enjoy to follow. And this is the best way to do it. Veve didn't put followers in the app for no reason. They're smart. They knew exactly what they were doing. They wouldn't be able to follow anyone if it wasn't the case. So their plan definitely was to move that forward. And there's a lot of other aspects that they can bring from different social media platforms, even like stories or even potential lives in the future if they're willing to move in that direction. But what's your thoughts on the social media aspect of Veve? Do you think they could potentially become the NFT social media platform if they play their cards right? Or do you believe that's just something that is not in their future? I'd love for you to let me know down in the comments. I know the video on the screen right now will be something you'll love to watch. Have a fantastic day.